Hello everyone, welcome to another Babras video. Today we're going to review the missions for the Grumman F8F-2 Bearcat. I can't even tell what tier it is. I think it's a tier 8. We have Thulsa on the line with us, so hello Thulsa.
That would be a tier 7, sir.
Tier 7? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we don't have any tier 7 premium planes yet. So.
I can't tell you exactly how many there are. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 even, according to my filters. I have 18. For 41 planes total, 18 of them are premium. Alright, well, let's review the mission. That's what we're here for. First mission, win at least 1 battle. Pretty straightforward. That gives you a day of premium. And then 3,000 capture points in any number of battles. We've seen in the past some mission strings that had 5,000 capture points, so I think 3,000 is a little bit more reasonable, especially for part 2 of stage 1. I like those missions you can complete in anything, especially because it gives you as much freedom as possible. And destroy at least 80 aerial targets in any number of battles. That's gonna include air defense aircraft, and it pays a whopping 40 airframe elements.
What will we do with those?
I don't know, put them in the pile with the others.
Yeah.
Then capping 20 sectors, good for a single standard supply crate. Not much to say about this one, but probably for me the best kind of plane to complete that in is going to be a mid-tier heavy fighter. For someone like Thulsa here, it's probably going to be a tier 10 bomber.
Yes.
Then we have earned a Conqueror achievement, which is 450 caps. If I'm not mistaken, they have to be from offensive caps. Defensive ones don't count towards Conqueror, but don't quote me on that. Maybe we should verify actually, since you know, we're doing an informative video here. So I assume that actually includes defensive capture points, because it would say otherwise. After Conqueror pays 5 procurement system improvements, the 1 hour silver boosts, I believe. Then we're asked to get 80,000 personal points in any number of battles, pays 10 high octane additives. A lot of stuff that you can complete in anything, really. 120 sections of ground targets in any number of battles. You can do that in a multirole or heavy if you don't want to fly a GA or a bomber. And there's one that's the first one that's a little bit more specific, is stage 2 part 3. Earned a Rocketeer achievement. Pays an advanced rocket sight. Does anybody have a rocket sights equipped on any of their planes? I don't.
Not I.
A sample of 2 players. Here is 0 rocket sights equipped. Then part 4 is destroy at least 40 multi-role fighters in any number of battles. That can be a bit of a grind, but sometimes you can get lucky. The good thing about multi-roles is there's more of them than other classes, typically, per team. You have 3 or 4, so more often 4. Especially if you get a bot game, then you can spawn camp them, rack up 8 to 12 a game if you're lucky. Then in Nakamatsu, our first aircraft type specific mission. Then stage 3 is 60,000 hit points of damage to aerial targets in any number of battles, so you want to use your highest tier heavy fighter. Tier 9 also good if you have both tier 9 and tier 10. The ME262 tier 9 actually often scores more damage than the tier 10 version. Destroy at least 30 enemy bombers in a number of battles. This is part 2. We get some weapon parts. Oh, I forgot to say, that's 60,000 hit points of damage to air targets. Pays 10 emergency engine cooling. That's the best gold consumable in the whole game. Very nice. Flying Warrior Badge achievement is next. And that pays an advanced lightweight power unit, not even experimental or anything. Flying Warrior is 275 capture points for destroying air targets when attacking a sector in a light fighter. I think it's an aircraft type specific mission that you have to max out. Then 5,000 personal points for destroying ground targets in a single battle. See, it's getting more grindy now. That pays 1 steel crate. Then Hero of the Sky pays 5 upgrade implementations. So airplane XP boosts. I think they're the 1 hour kind. No, I think that's the 2 hour kind actually. 120,000 personal points in the number of battles next. So some of the same missions we had at the beginning, but just more points. And 30 enemy heavy fighters pays 30 flight instruments. Nice. Flying Revenge badge would be destroy 100 sections of ground targets in a GA or 150 sections in a bomber. Again, an aircraft type specific mission.
In one game or just total?
Yeah, in one game.
150 sections, one game? You gotta have a pretty good game for that.
Yeah, green.
You need help from the other side on that one. It has to last enough to allow you to accrue that.
Well, so you're typically going to destroy about 25 to 30 per sector capped. So you need minimum 5 sectors capped by that math, right?
Yeah.
Preferably 6 or 7. So you need a game that's a little bit competitive. Just a steamroll one way or another is not going to... But you can be smart about it too and use targets that have many small sections instead of ones that only have 4 sections, 2 of them armored, right?
Yeah.
So go for the pack of tents that's worth 20 points instead of the gun emplacement if you can. Then we had 5 enemy aircraft in a single battle when attacking sectors. Pretty straightforward. Enemy aircraft means ADAs don't count, so other team players. And that also pays a steel supply crate. And we've got Winged Legend, pays 5 crew XP boosts. And stage 5, 6,000 capture points in any number of battles. Yeah, some more missions repeating, just with more points. Pays fragmentation ammo, 10 of them. Then 30 enemy attack aircraft in any number of battles. That can be pretty grindy too.
Yeah.
15 heat resistant parts. So a few missions that are grindy, but nothing that's extremely difficult to achieve that you have to kind of do in one match, like a Gabreski or something like that.
Yeah.
Then earn the Guardian achievement, which is 7 defensive kills in one game. What it actually is 250 capture points from defensive kills, but since they're worth 40 each, you need 7. Otherwise, you have 240 for 6, right? Base some fire extinguishers. And then destroy at least 6 enemy aircraft when defending sectors in a single battle. So it's basically the same thing, just 1 fewer. That's not right. Back to back like that? Come on. Anyway. Earn the Thunder achievement. Is that 400 capture points from ground targets? I remember correctly, or 450? Thunder. Thunder. Can't find it on my page here. Thunderer, yes. Awarded for earning at least 400 capture points for destroying enemy ground targets in a battle. So you can die, as it keeps counting. You just have to do it in one battle, not one sortie. Not too bad. Then what the final stage? Part 1 is 45 enemy aircraft when defending sectors in any number of battles. Oh my god. Yikes. Then at least 30 armored sections of ground targets in a single battle. This one we have pretty much every time there's a set of missions.
Yep.
Flying Vanguard next, if I remember correctly, that's capping the maximum amount of sectors for the aircraft type. Let's verify that. Multirole, GA, or bomber capture 5 sectors. Yes. That can be a little tricky to achieve, especially if you're playing Light It Up and your teammate is the one who does more of the capturing. Excuse me? Destroy 5 aerial targets by a gunner in a single battle? Have they lost their minds?
I saw that one. If you don't have a B-29C, that's quite difficult.
Well, so I think with the right amount of finesse, you can do it with anything that has a rotary turret.
Yeah, the Bowfighter is a good choice for that. You just got to be real finesseful. Is that a word?
Yeah, exactly. So Blenheim F, either of the Tier 5 Bowfighters will have a rotary turret. SE-100 might be a good choice because it has especially if you have the manual gun sight, it's got such range, but it doesn't have a very wide angle. So you gotta be able to pilot your plane and adjust your angle to keep targets within the cone with your keyboard keys instead of controlling with the mouse, which can be a bit tricky. You're not used to it. But yeah, that's gonna be hard. Good luck even doing that with an FE or an SU-10 or something like that, right?
Don't get 5 very often.
Yeah, so ideally you have a flight mate helping you by gunning down targets to, 20 points left, and then you can finish them with your turret. That'd be the best way to go about that. And then last but not least, the Lambert achievement. 400 capture points in a multi-role fighter, air or ground, and that is without dying. And you get emblem, a unique paint scheme, a medal, crew, the aircraft of course, and a lovely slot in your hangar in case you need more. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, Thulsa, for participating and providing your invaluable commentary. See you in the next video.